What's up, Benchminer, and welcome to episode number 49 of the Benchminer Hockey Podcast. Um, Quick shout out to our sponsor of this episode, SK Cards. They're an independent trading card manufacturer right here in the United States. Releasing this month is their second edition of the Fed trading cards with over 30 players, refs, even a GM, including in the upcoming set. $5 packs, hobby boxes, guaranteed autograph card. Connect with them today on social media. Use our code Benchminer at checkout. Really helps out the show. And our first, I should say first, but our guest for tonight, Nick Fenton of Stay at Home Sportsnet. Thanks for coming on, buddy.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. We've been chit-chatting back and forth for a while. It's been awesome getting to know you. I feel like we got a lot in common. So it was an easy invite.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You reached out to me I think I did my 200 followers. I was thanking my followers for hitting 200 on Facebook. I think that's when you you commented on my post, and then I followed you back right away. And I pretty much since then we've been talking about everything that's been happening in the Fed. So,
well, it's a league to talk about, you know. There's always something going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you kind of I want to say came out of nowhere, but I don't know if I just randomly saw you one day on Instagram or on TikTok. I don't know which one was first, but I just randomly seen some hockey content that was relatable, and I was like, I like this guy.
Yeah, so long story short, I started trying YouTube videos. That was not going great, and I was getting pretty not bummed out, but it was not going how I expected. So I just kind of took a bit of a break, was like, maybe this isn't for me. And then I came back making the short form content, and then I really focused in on hockey, and I kind of fell backwards into making hockey videos on a regular basis.
Because I originally, I mean, I seen hockey first, but then I seen you had some lacrosse content, and I think you talked about the NHL a couple times. So you just kind of started at sports and then kind of found your niche with minor pro.
Yeah, so I was starting covering all sports because I'm just a sports junkie. Doesn't matter, pretty much any sport I'll sit down and watch. And I was trying to cover everything, and then I was like, oh, this is very, very hard to do. So then I was making what I would cover smaller and smaller. And then I was like, oh, maybe I'll do lacrosse in the summer and hockey in the winter. And then even my lacrosse videos weren't doing that good. So I was like, let's just try shooting off some hockey videos. And that kind of took off. So I'll just focus really on hockey.
Yeah, I don't blame you, because honestly, I tried the same thing, earlier when Benchminer was younger. But I started off as a Warzone Wolves fan page, essentially. People loved it. And then they're like, oh, you should cover the Port Huron Prowlers, and you should do the Mentor Icebreakers. And I was like, all right, bet. Let's make this a Fed thing. So then I started covering the Fed. And then SP people got involved, and they're like, why don't you cover our league too? So then I started doing SP stuff, and it just kind of grew from there. But just like you, I'm a sports nut. So I got kind of burnt out with just hockey. So I was like, let's talk about football. Let's talk about NASCAR. Let's talk about my other, interests. And as soon as I did that, I started losing my hockey following. So I was like, yep, y'all don't want to hear me talk about NASCAR or football. I guess we're going back to hockey. So here we are, back to hockey.
Yeah. It's actually, so like I said, very slow growth. And I had one video on the Vermilion County Bobcats that blew up, and that kicked off my whole growth and everything. So that's when I was kind of like, oh, maybe I should try to cover more minor pro hockey stories. And then I've been a casual fan of the Fed for a few years now, just because their games are on YouTube, and if nothing else is on, I would just throw on one of their games. And the more I was doing those videos, the more I was seeing spikes in my numbers. I'm like, all right, we're going to ride this wave of minor league hockey.
Well, let me tell you this. I'll give you a secret. So it's not something that I love doing per se, but sometimes you have to talk about the hard things and ask the hard questions. So when fans get wind of like a story in the Fed, as long as you can back it up and find your facts, it's the crazy stories that does it. So like your Vermilion County, like that story was nuts. You know what I mean? Like what was it, Quad City that showed up to play them and they were no showing their
Yeah,
own barn? Yeah.
they no showed their own barn.
The coolest part about the whole story though was the fact that Quad City stayed and did like an open skate with all the fans. Like I
Yeah,
think that's crazy
it
cool.
was it was Vermilion County's fan appreciation night that they
Right.
no showed.
Yeah. So or like so I have a like mad respect for Quad City for that reason alone.
Hmm.
Um or like I don't know if you ever saw, I think it was maybe 2019 when was it Columbus and Carolina, they had like an all out brawl and the head coaches were going at it. They ripped off their suit tops and that was on like a Sunday like faith and family night. Like these are stories you can't make up.
Yeah,
So
no. I had a bunch of players and coaches reach out to me that had something to do with Vermilion County, and they're like, "You don't even know the half of it, dude."
yeah. Oh man, I remember back when I first reported that story, and oh my god, I had so many like players reach out, and even the owner reached out, and she was, well, we won't go there, but she wasn't too happy with me at that time. But
Oh,
um,
I've heard some stories.
right, I've since grown up a little bit, not a whole lot, but I've grown up a little bit, and I'm careful with my words, and I'm careful with what I report on now. So um, I like to think I matured a little bit. But no, it's a good time. If we're talking about like single A hockey, there's bound to be some drama, bound to be some storylines. So
Yeah.
it's a good time, man. Um, but yeah, obviously anything that's even a little dramatic or anything that like piques a fan's interest, those are the fun stories to cover. Things that people want to hear about.
Yeah. My favorite thing that I'm doing right now is I call them disaster seasons, like historically bad seasons that teams have had, and
Like
just covering those.
Battle Creek Rumblebees bad or like
Oh, I've done the Rumblebees. I did the
it,
Rumblebees. I did the Vermont Wild.
okay, yeah,
They only
yeah.
lasted 10 games and somehow still had more wins than the Rumblebees.
I think I mentioned it to you already, but it's funny about the Rumblebees. Their first win came against Elmira. In Elmira, in Robbie Nichols, who owned the Enforcers at the time, it was guaranteed win night for the Enforcers, and they lost the game. So I thought that was a hilarious story too.
That's a great one. Well,
Mad respect to Robbie. I love Robbie.
did you see that they were trying to get like a roller hockey league going? I think it was in Toledo. It was either Toledo or Columbus. I don't remember which city, but they were trying to get the league going, I think, over this summer. And it was the GM of the Rumblebees that was like the commissioner of the league.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Adam?
and yeah, and
Okay.
they ended up folding before they ever played a single game.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know much about that, but here's what I do know. Um, I was actually offered a position to go work for Battle Creek, their inaugural season. Um, and I ultimately respectfully declined. And obviously they went on to have an abysmal year. Um, plus, I love that logo, but I hated those jerseys. Like,
Oh, they are some of the ugliest sweaters I've ever
right.
seen in my entire life.
See, I want one so bad just to own a piece of like the ugliest history. Like, Benchminer jersey right here. I got a spot right below it for Battle Creek, and I intentionally did that. I still need to get one, but people don't like to let them go for some reason.
Oh, I
But
mean, if I were able to get my hands on one, it would be buried with me.
see, I just want one because it of the uniqueness of it, of the story, of like, okay, this is one of, if not the worst pro team in history, and I almost went to work for them, and they're the ugliest jersey ever created. So
Yeah.
all of that combined, I want one.
The crazy thing is the logo, arguably one of the best that the Fed has ever
Mhm.
had,
100%.
and those jerseys are awful.
Yeah, like how do you take like, I mean, again, subjective, but a top 8 logo in league history, and how do you take that logo and put it on a jersey so bad? Like,
Yeah.
who knew that was even possible? But But no, I don't know if you saw my recent post, but like I did like a choose your Mount Rushmore of Fed logos in history, and Battle Creek was in my top 4 on my
Yeah,
Mount Rushmore. So not a lot of people agreed with my list. I don't know why. I thought it had a pretty good list.
I thought yours was pretty solid. That
Yeah,
Minnesota one's tough to beat.
it truly is. It really is. I know they're new. We haven't like seen them on the ice yet. We haven't seen their like jerseys out there. I know they're selling them, but we haven't seen them in action yet. But that
Yeah.
logo is tough. That just screams minor pro.
Yeah, I can't. My mom messaged me and told me that the white one looks like a Buzz Lightyear costume, and I cannot unsee it now.
See, I've heard that too. Like I get the colors, but nah, I don't know. I think that they're going to come out with some like some pretty unique specialty jerseys. I think that they'll do a good job with those.
I think it's inevitable that we're going to end up with a bright neon green Northern Lights jersey at some point.
Yeah, I mean the Elmira Enforcers. I know we just talked about them, but they had the bright green Mountain Dew jerseys. And honestly, when I first seen them, I thought they were one of the ugliest things. But after playing them so many times, I don't know. They just kind of grew on me, and I really liked them by the time it was all said and done. And then, of course, they folded, and the rest is history. But no, I think that bright green really stands out on the ice.
Yeah.
And Blue Ridge Bobcats. I'm loving their jerseys this year.
They're pretty snazzy. That black one, at first I wasn't sure how I felt about it, but then the
Mm-hmm.
post kind of recycled through my feed, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, all right, that black one might actually be their best one this season.
Right. Because if I remember correctly, you are in Virginia, correct?
I am. I'm in like okay, we just moved. I don't know if we're still technically considered like Northern Virginia, but they're about 2.5 hours south of us.
Okay.
So them and
So
Roanoke are like right there next to each other.
right. Okay. So when it comes to like Fed and SP, like Roanoke and Blue Ridge are your two like go to like home barns, if you will.
Yeah, but I
Okay.
don't root. I don't root for Roanoke.
Well, we don't know who you root for in the
The,
Fed either yet. We're still
we
working on that,
we
right?
don't know that, but I can for sure say I don't root for Roanoke in the SP because I I moved to Virginia from Tennessee, like East Tennessee, so I am an Ice Bears fan through and through, man. When it comes to the
Okay.
SP,
See, I don't know. Like, again, I'm probably gonna lose followers for saying this, but I just don't think purple and orange go together. I don't know.
oh,
I
I
can't get
don't.
on board.
So when it comes to like their jerseys, most of the time they're wearing blacks,
Hmm.
and then the purple and the orange are just like accents. So it's not as egregious as their logo looks
Okay,
with like the
that makes me feel a little bit better than it. And
yeah.
again, don't come after me with pitchforks, y'all. I know how Ice Bear fans feel about their team, and I am not talking trash about them. Um, just
Oh,
stating that I don't care for the colors blue and orange, or purple and orange. As we learned with Elmira Mammoth, I didn't like that either.
it gives off Clemson vibes, and I am not a Clemson fan, so I would say on a regular occasion I would not pull for purple and orange,
Hmm.
but in the case of the Ice Bears, they are the exception to the rule.
Right. So, funny story about Clemson. So, when I was a young lad, meaning when I was just born, my dad was a truck driver, and he got the call like, "Hey, come home! Like, Sean's on his way." Um, so he was outside Clemson, South Carolina. So he picked up a little Wenzy, a little orange Clemson Wenzy, brought it here to upstate New York. So I'm from the Watertown area, um, and basically put me in a Wenzy, and they took pictures of me and all that stuff. And it's funny because then fast forward, teenager. Um, I'm actually a Syracuse Orange fan, so they got the
Mm.
orange correct, just the wrong team. So I thought that was kind of funny. Oh, speaking of Blue Ridge, I forgot to mention. So mail day today. Um, I got a package. I didn't open it yet. I just cut it open. I don't want to show anyone's address by accident, but I'm gonna unbox this, see what we got here real quick.
No worries.
Because it's from a Blue Ridge fan. While we're in this topic. All right, so I got it right here to the right. I'm just keeping it off screen. I don't want anyone to see an address or a name. I'll use first name Bonnie. Thank you, Bonnie. I got a note here. Sean, hope you enjoy these. Bonnie, Blue Ridge. Here we go. You ready for this, pal?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Blue Ridge Bobcats.
Nice.
Going right up there. I got defunct teams to the top up here and then active to the bottom here. So
Okay.
this will go down below. And then, oh man, this is pretty cool. See? Check that out.
Is that like a rally towel?
Yeah, rally towel. Dude,
Nice.
these fans love their rally towels because, so we got Blue Ridge here. I don't know if you see it up here, but Athens Rock Lobsters. Now in the SB, but that is a Fed one.
Yeah.
We got some, I haven't hung these other ones up yet. I still have to. But Birmingham,
Okay.
Red, White, and Bulls. I think that's pretty cool. And then, of course, 5-year anniversary for the Thunderbirds. I know
Okay.
Carolina Thunderbirds back then, but
It's Twin City now.
you know, I'm doing my best here. It doesn't roll off the tongue. Like
It doesn't.
it really should, like Twin City TT. But I don't know. I'm just so accustomed to the Carolina Thunderbirds. It's hard to transition.
I gotta be honest. That new bird logo that they're using is kind of scary.
Yeah.
That face on the new bird.
I don't know. I'm just not a fan of it. Like, I understand the whole story, and I know, Barry has rights to the old logo and the name, but man, I wish they could have got a little bit closer.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. The team is still awesome. I spent many years down in Winston-Salem, went to a lot of games, loved it. I got tons of pictures of my daughter going to her first hockey game. It was a Winston-Salem game, so I'll have to send you those pictures sometime. My daughter, she was months old, and we took her to Winston-Salem, and she got to meet the mascot, and oh my God, she was like infatuated with this mascot. She's smiling friggin' ear to ear. Had a great night. They treated us like gold. Hey, speaking of that, someone sent that to me too, Caroline. Oh man, Carolina. I love Carolina. Carolina's one of my favorite cities, one of my favorite towns to go watch hockey in. So we'll have to make our way back down there soon.
I have not made it to Carolina for any type of hockey. I will say Birmingham, one of my favorite barns to go to.
Yeah?
Yeah. We went there last November. My wife's originally from the Birmingham area.
Mhm.
So we were there visiting her dad, and we went to a Bulls game, and that was probably one of the most electric atmospheres I've ever been to for a hockey game. And it's only like a 4,000 seat venue. Like it's very small.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. And how are we going to sit here and talk? And you let me throw your logo up here. What's wrong with you? There, it's a little bit better, right?
Yes.
Golly. Of course. So, I think that Stay at Home Sportsnet is a great name for like a stay at home dad. But does the name change eventually when the kids are old enough, or you go to work, or what's the plan with that?
So I did choose the name because I am a stay-at-home dad, but in my mind, it's also the double meaning of like a stay-at-home defenseman,
Okay.
because they are the guys that I always seem to like root for more than just about anybody else, because they're like the last line of defense before you get to the goalie.
Right.
So like Mark Mathot was one of my favorite players as a kid. Like, how many other people do you know that are like, Mark Mathot was my guy?
Not many. But I will say, even as like a hockey guy, that went right over my head. I did not even consider that.
Yeah, it was one of those things when I was trying to come up with a channel name, I like threw that out there, and I was still kind of questioning it, and my wife goes, "No, that's a good name." And I don't think she knew like the stay-at-home defenseman aspect of it either.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, I'm probably just gonna roll with that. I mean, I don't want to build up this following and then be like, guys, we're rebranding, rebrand and then change my colors to green, purple, and black.
That's what's up. I was about to say, like, if you do a full rebrand, you know what color scheme you got to go with. Oh man. So just like as a content creator, just because I'm curious, but how do you kind of like find new ideas? Like, do you ever feel stuck, or do you ever feel like kind of burnt out? And you're like, I got this, I want to try though.
Oh yeah, well, this will probably not be a surprise to people that know me, but most of the time when I wake up in the morning, I don't know what my video is going to be about. So I'm kind of getting to the point now. We just moved, everything's in the house, so we're not having to like drive back and forth. So I'm going to try to get on like a more set schedule of like taking notes at night and having, 4 videos worth of notes ready. Uh, but no, right now I'm like waking up, I'll make my kids breakfast, I'll take my notes, and then I'll put the youngest one down for a nap and I'll go film for 15 minutes.
I was about to ask you how you do it because I'm telling you what, I got a 3-year-old and now I got a 1-month-old. And as soon as I get done with work and I come home, it's complete chaos.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, well, I can't really work on my hockey stuff at work, but I can't really work on it at home. Like, when am I supposed to do this? So we make it happen, right? Like, it
Yeah.
is what it is. But it just feels like there aren't enough hours in a day sometimes. But then other days, it's like, there's too many hours. Can we please get to bedtime?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
my goodness.
it got me today. My oldest daughter woke up at like 6:30 this morning, and she woke up the younger one, and they were just up. And I was like, all right, guess we're getting started early today. So I luckily last night I was like, I'm gonna sit down and while everybody's asleep, I'm gonna write out as many sets of notes as I can. So this morning all I had to do was film. But normally I'm writing my notes and then going right to filming. So
Right.
anybody that has wondered about that, I film the videos like right before I post them.
While it's fresh, right?
Yeah.
I kind of do similar things too. Obviously, it depends on like my work schedule versus like my family schedule. But no, as soon as I got the idea up here, I'm like, we got to talk about this. Let me get it on my phone while it's fresh in my mind. And then sometimes like I'll record it, but then I won't post it. You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
I at least record it while it's fresh in my mind. So
Yeah.
completely understand you there. So what kind of made you like? I mean, I know you said your wife's very supportive of it, but what made you like want to become a content creator in the first place?
So truthfully, I just needed something to do with my time. I was I was like kind of going a little stir crazy. I was home for just about like a stay-at-home dad for just about a year at that point.
Mhm.
And I was like, I need to do something. I need to put this energy somewhere because where I was putting it was staying up till like 2 o'clock in the morning playing PlayStation once everybody was asleep. And I was like, no, I'm just getting really tired now. So I was like, let me start funneling this into something productive, something that could lead somewhere if I do this the right way.
Mhm.
So that's
I
what I
got
did.
you.
And I chose the worst possible time to start because I posted my first video I think a week before my second daughter was born.
Yep. I did the same thing. Now I think about it. So July of 2022 is when I first started Benchminer, and we started up the podcast, and it just was chaotic. And then my daughter came in September. So July, August, September. Yeah. So literally 2 months before. And then I think I took a little bit of a break so I could spend some time with my wife and daughter, being a first time dad at that time. Um, and then we got right back to it. And here we are 4 years later.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm always picking what seems like the worst possible time to start anything because I
Hmm.
didn't start making full-time hockey videos until like the last game. What was it? The Stanley Cup went 6 games this year.
Hmm.
A game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals was when I was like, I think I'm going to focus just on hockey. Right as literally the entire hockey season was done for the year.
That's another thing too. Like starting the off season is tough in general. Like I said, I did the same thing in July. I was like, you know what? Let's get these fans excited for some hockey. So I got to jump on it. In reality, it was really tough because a lot of fans don't really care about hockey content in the summertime.
Hmm.
Um, I don't mean that like in a bad way. I just mean, they're off boating or camping or,
Yeah.
in baseball, whatever the case may be that they're into. And their off season is kind of like or the off season of hockey is kind of like the off season for fans too. They're like, you know what? I don't really care about hockey. I don't really want to think about it, or I'll catch up when it's hockey season. So,
Yeah.
I think we talked about that with Gary Ryan last week or week 4, whenever we talked
Yeah.
last. He kind of mentioned that too. It's just a very slow season because we're in the dog days of summer.
I feel like we're kind of coming out of it a bit now because we're about a month out from the beginning of the NHL season.
Mm-hmm. We're creeping in there, man. It's
Yeah.
it's it's creeping up. Um, and again, appreciate y'all watching live here. If you have any questions, throw them in the chat. We're just here hanging out, talking shop. If you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button. Really helps me out. Um, oh shoot, here I'm telling you guys to leave comments, and I'm not even reading them. What's wrong with me? Golly. All right, I'm always thinking about hockey. Okay. Well, we appreciate that. We got one person thinking about hockey all summer long.
I am too, man.
Yeah, that makes 3 of us. I'm always wondering if Chris Drury of the Rangers is going to pull his head out of his what and do something that a general
Oh,
manager should actually do.
speak of the
Oh
Rangers.
my goodness, I didn't even notice. Yep. Yeah, you had the brim up the whole time and everybody saw what it was. But no, I love my New York Rangers, but Chris Drury pisses me off.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a Flyers fan, so cannot relate there. But I feel like Danny Briere's doing an all right job in Philly right now. Let's give him a couple more seasons and see how things are going. But
Yeah, rub it in. Rub it in. A couple years ago, 22 to 24, really, the Rangers were right there. Like,
mhm.
I thought, making the Eastern Conference Finals a couple years in a row, like I thought that was your window. If you're not going to win, you're not going to. And sure enough, Chris Drury, yeah, let's trade away our best players for pennies. Here we are, 4 years later, still waiting.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for him to trade himself out of New York. Chris Drury, if you're watching this, I mean it. Doubt he is, but what we got here? The off season is boring. The only thing that pulls me through is the beach. Oh man, I would love to go to the beach. Like when I say beach, I would love to go to the ocean. I have not been to the ocean in years, and I'm due for some salt water.
I used to work my summers at the Jersey Shore.
Okay,
So
You and Snooki like this?
totally different beach. Totally different beach.
She's a beach. Yeah, it's actually one place I've never been. The armpit of New York, New Jersey. I lied.
Oh,
I did. I had a layover in Trenton once, but that was it.
that's like right where I'm from.
Okay.
The
I did visit.
tiny little airport that has 2 doors.
Makes sense because I jumped on a really small plane when I was heading from where was I? Charlotte. I left Charlotte, went to Trenton, literally jumped on another flight to Syracuse.
Yeah, I think they're renovating it now to make it a bit bigger and they can take in more planes. But when I flew out of there, it was literally you walked in and there was a waiting area and then there were 2 doors. They didn't even say gate. They said like door A and door B.
Oh, weird. Oh, what's up, my guy? Andrew, beach trip. Where are we going? Don't matter to me. Andrew is in my I got a bone to pick with him too. Andrew is in our fantasy football league, and this mother trucker has beaten me in the finals 2 years in a row now.
Oof.
So yeah, I can't let it happen 3 times. I'm just about like ready to, I won't say call it quits, but I'll be damned if I make it to the finals again and lose for 3 years in a row. Like I don't even want to make it to the finals at this point.
This past season was the first year that I did not take a single team to the playoffs. And before that, I had never missed the championship. I had always made it to the championship. I had always lost in the championship. 3 years ago, I won both leagues that I was in, and then I missed the playoffs completely last year. And I was like, is this what it feels like to be like really bad at fantasy football?
Yeah. Right there with you because I feel like every year I can make it to the finals in whatever league I'm in, but I just can't win it. And it's like, it's not that I have bad players. It's just they decide to not show up when it matters.
Yeah. Yeah.
If
Biggest.
we both make the finals again, I'll bench a wide receiver. I bet, bud. I bet. But no, it's like I am usually in the beginning, last couple of years, if I remember right, was it last year, year before, Andrew? He can remind me, but I went like 0-5 to start. Like
Oh,
it was like historically bad. Like it was 0-4, 0-5, or 0-6, one of the three. And then after that, I won every single week and made it to the finals, and then lost in the finals.
yeah. That's
Heartbreaking.
normally how it goes for me. Like the first few weeks are rough, and I'm like, "Ah, I'm just gonna give up. I'm not even gonna pay attention anymore." And then it's like, oh, you win, you win, you win. And the year that I beat, or the year that I won both championships, I actually beat my brother-in-law in both leagues.
Hmm.
And I was like, dude, this is the first time I've ever won. I'm pumped. And just since then, it's been downhill again.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever won. It doesn't feel like I have. Yeah, you're right, Andrew. It was 2 years ago. I went 0-5 and finished 10-5 or 10-6. I lost the finals, but that was crazy. But yeah, this year we're doing things a little bit different. Um, like we got a group together like of local guys, and we go to B Dubs. We got the big draft board. We'll do it all live right there in person. So um, it's a lot to get everyone on the same page and get it organized because 10 guys with families and kids and stuff, it's difficult to organize, but we're trying our best here. We're gonna make it happen. And this year, well, we did the same last year, but you like NASCAR at all, Nick?
Uh, I I watch casually. I'm
Okay.
not like a big sit down watch the race kind of guy. I do want to go to a race at some point,
Hmm.
but I'm not like a sit down and watch it on TV kind of guy.
Well, you're in NASCAR country down there, so definitely go to a race. It's a good time. Um, but here's what we do. So a handful of us are big NASCAR fans that are in this fantasy football group. So what we did is I listed us all of our names and then numbers 1 through 10. I let a randomizer pair us to a number. So, like for example, I got number 3, right,
Hmm.
or something like that. And then we correlated with the NASCAR standings. So we took the drivers that are in first through 10th in the point standings. So if I got 3, I think I got Ty Gibbs
Hmm.
because he's third place in points. Um, and then what we do is once we have our drivers, then we let the drivers race, and wherever they finish determines our draft order.
Okay.
Does that make sense? I don't know if I
Yeah.
worded that properly, but yeah, we got our numbers, we got our drivers. So now we're waiting for this weekend because they're in Daytona for the final regular season race.
Okay.
So yeah, I got Ty Gibbs. Not a big Gibbs fan, not a big Toyota fan, but it is what it is.
You're gonna be a big fan this weekend.
Yeah, this week I got to root for the guy. Unfortunately, it kind of pains me because Joe Gibbs Racing is like my arch nemesis. But no, I'm the big team Penske Ford guy, so Joe Gibbs Racing is like their enemy. So
Okay. I will
yep,
say, back when I was a kid, big Tony Stewart fan.
yeah.
Liked his Home Depot car.
Hmm.
Big Tony Stewart fan.
Yeah. Funny story about uh, Tony Stewart and Home Depot. So my favorite driver is Joey Logano. He now drives the number 22 Ford Pennzoil car. However, in his rookie years and sophomore, I think rookie sophomore, I think he was there for 2 or 3 years. I can't remember. He actually raced in the number 20 Home Depot car.
Mm.
Um, he did very poorly, and he got fired. It happens. You don't perform well, they move on from you. Well, they moved on from him, and he goes on to win 3 championships elsewhere. So just kind of goes to show this is a NASCAR example, but if there's a player in the SP or the Fed, don't be so quick to give up on him. Let him develop a little bit. So that's my story about Joey Logano taking over the Home Depot car and getting fired. Uh, yeah, I can't show you. It's up there, but to the right of the Benchmark wall, I have tons of Joey Logano diecasts up there. So
Okay.
I'm I shouldn't say a ton. I don't have a ton. I have enough, but I have more than a 35-year-old male should. How about that? A bunch of toy cars up there, no big deal. my goodness, what we got here? Yeah, if you guys got any comments or any questions, throw them in here. It's a pleasure talking with everyone. I like to make this like super interactive. I used to do like kind of like interview based, but not everyone likes to be grilled on camera, so I try to make it as fun as possible.
No worries.
So the topic of discussion lately has been AI. So I need to know because I'm sure some people are going to grill me here in the comments. But um, how do you feel about the use of AI when it comes to making hockey content?
So, I mean, I use it. I use it more as a tool to kind of help me. Like, I come up with my ideas. I come up with my own, like, I take my own notes and everything because I've found that asking an AI, like, I use Gemini personally. So, like, if I type in, hey, this is my idea, it'll spit out facts, and those facts most of the time are wrong. So I end up looking them up anyway myself. So I will come up with my ideas and then my I'll take my notes and then I'll use the AI to kind of help me. I don't want to say polish it would probably be the best way. So like I'll punch in my caption that I'm thinking about for my post and I'll be like, how does this sound for a TikTok caption or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
And if it says that's great, then I just go with it and I just post the video as is. Um, I don't know. I'm not against people using it. It's tough. I'm not an artistic person,
Mm-hmm.
so like I would not be able to make these logos myself.
Right, right. And I mean, just on my side of things, I also use AI like we've been talking about. I got a 9 to 5, I got a newborn, I got a wife, got a toddler. Life is busy.
Yeah.
I do what I can to cover these leagues for these fans, and I hope they're appreciative of that. So yes, I do rely on AI sometimes to assist. Obviously, like same thing. I use my ideas. It creates something. If I don't like it, I scrap it. If I do like it, I continue. Um, I go through that a lot, but but overall, I do use it, and it's just like people get on there like, oh, this is AI slop, and this is garbage. Why are you using this? And then I'll ask someone, okay, Mr. Creator, like make me something, make me a jersey, and then they just jump on AI and do the same thing I just did.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yep.
cool, okay.
That's like okay, I don't want to like throw shade where it may or may not be warranted, but like I'm doing my elimination series to find the team to root for in the Fed,
Hmm.
and I think it was my second video was on branding,
Yep.
and I ended up booting the Mid South Monarchs. People were getting in my comments and were like, "How are you not eliminating the Scarecrows? Their logo's AI." It's like, all right, personally, I kind of like their logo. Their logo from the 90s looked like the Scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz. And when they came back in the Fed, it looks like the Scarecrow from the Arkham games. So it's
Hmm.
a lot better than it was.
Oh, 100%. Speaking of that, no offense. Again, I don't mean to throw shade at you, but this series that you're doing is taking a long time. We want to know who your team's going to be.
There's no theater in rushing it.
Well, I'm impatient. But no, honestly, I do look forward to like seeing those videos. I know I gotta wait like every like 5 or 7 days to see one, but I look forward to them.
I was trying to do them like every couple days originally. Like it was going to be my plan to have this done by like 2 weeks ago.
Hmm.
And then we moved, and then we all got sick. Well, we actually all got sick, then we moved. And it's just been like way too hard to get that all in while we were trying to pack everything up. So then I was like, I guess I just have to do one a week then.
Hmm.
But I feel like they're doing better posting them one a week than it was like, okay, Tuesday and Thursday are both elimination videos, you know?
Hmm. I also like how you like choose a different reason to eliminate. It's not just like, oh, I'm eliminating this because I don't like the logo. I'm eliminating this because I don't like the colors. It's like actual like reasoning.
Yeah.
So
This
that's pretty
week
cool.
I'm doing one tomorrow and it's based on distance from my house.
All right, so what's that? California?
I don't know.
I mean, I have to imagine. You're on the East Coast, so I'm just trying to, process of elimination here. Well, I can tell you, it's not going to be the shot because I know you like that logo too much.
I don't really have a say right now because it's just factual. Like whoever's the farthest away is getting eliminated.
That's fair. It's funny
Next
because then
week,
you see like I know like so many like San Francisco 49er fans that live here in upstate New York, and I'm like, why?
oh dude, when it comes to my pro teams, not a single one is in the same city. Like they just spread the entire US because I'm a Flyers fan.
Mm-hmm.
In baseball, I'm a Red Sox fan.
Oh, gross. We're gonna end the stream now. uh,
Uh Football, I'm a Cowboys fan. That's thanks to my dad. He's a big Cowboys fan, so I just
wow,
kind of
so
piggybacked on that.
you're not very
Bas-
likable then, huh? Just kidding.
Basketball, I'm an Oklahoma City Thunder fan, and then for soccer, I like the Seattle Sounders. Like I'm
Okay.
telling you, they spread across North America.
I mean, it makes it interesting though. So if you ever travel, you could an opportunity to see anyone really, right? Or one of them at least.
Oh, when I travel, it's just like, are there sports? Are those sports in season? Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't even matter if I like the sport.
Like I personally don't like the Vegas Golden Knights, but I would love to go see a game live.
Oh,
Like I just seen so many videos of like their shows, pre-game, and I think they're so unique.
them and I've been to Nashville, and Nashville,
Nashville.
you hear the music like 3 blocks away from the arena because they're having like a giant block party outside.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Let me see here. Sorry, I've been letting comments get away from me. It would be interesting to see the age group that doesn't like AI. Yeah, I mean, I don't know for sure. I don't know. I believe that the people that were really commenting were like 35 to 50, if I had to guess. I don't know for sure, but most of the people that disagreed with using AI, I think they were a little bit on the older side. But again, oh yeah, I bet it's the generations that came in before AI. You're probably right.
I'm
Um,
not gonna lie, I was liking when you were doing your 50 states, 50
I'm
team series.
I'm still working on it. My daughter came along, and then you know how newborns are.
Yeah.
And to get on the subject of kids real quick, so my second daughter, she's a month old as of yesterday. Um, she has been a tough cookie. Like I think we had it really easy with our first daughter. Like our first daughter never really cried and never really gave us a hard time. And
That's exactly how we were.
man, Rory, she's just I feel like she's always crying and there's always something wrong. But then again, like we've had to switch formula 3 times now. She just couldn't
Oh,
keep the formulas down.
dude, this
Um,
is like exactly what we were going through. Like no lie, with our 1-year-old, same
mhm.
exact thing.
And I don't mean to get like too graphic, but like she had like such a bad like rash on her butt that like it was like creating like open sores. So she was like in extreme pain with that. So we had to take her to the doctor a few times for that and get uh like a medicated ointment that was prescribed. So
Dude,
now that's finally healing and
we're literally living the same life like a year apart.
yeah.
This like literally to the T exactly what we went through.
Yeah. So yeah, she's been our and it's funny because like I don't remember my first daughter like crying too much. I don't remember her fussing too much, but Rory, she's I won't say always miserable, but she's a lot more miserable than Oki ever was. But again, she's had a few health issues, so I can completely understand why she's miserable. So yeah, so the past month has been kind of crazy. I need to get back on my 50 days, 50 state. Well, it's not 50 days no more, but you know, I'm still gonna resume that just here soon. It just life's been chaotic.
It was crazy because you did the one for Virginia and you did Goochland, and
Yeah.
that was like I think it was the day before or like 2 days before you had posted that. We
Hmm.
were in Goochland because
Oh.
there's a drive in there, and we went and took our daughters to see Toy Story 5 there.
Hmm.
So I was like, that's crazy. I was literally just there for the first time like 2 days ago, and now somebody's talking about it. Like,
Yeah, that's kind of funny. I know. Like, again, I don't. well, I don't say I don't choose them. I choose which city I want to do, but ultimately the fans come up with a suggestion. So if I see a suggestion, I'm like, that's funny or that's unique. I'll do that one. Um, but yeah, like Goochland, and then I looked it up, and like Justin Verlander's from there.
Yeah.
So I had no idea. What did Andrew? Oh, say, oh, Andrew. Second kids or something else. Yeah, yeah, you should know, bud. His second child is a wild child. He is a wild man. Um, he's the type of kid that'll just like drop his drawers, piss on the street. Um, yeah, he's a little outdoorsman. He's hilarious. Um, but who knows, Andrew? Maybe it's second and fourth. Andrew had his fourth kid, first daughter, a few
Mhm.
months before we did. So now he's a girl dad experiencing that for the first time. So maybe she'll give him a run for his money too. Then we got here. I think the Scarecrow logo needs more hockey. I like the wrap on the bus, but it didn't immediately say hockey team to me. So the bus, first of all, I think that's really unique because not a lot of Fed teams are willing to do that.
Yeah.
So I thought the bus was a really cool touch. I will say, if you like actually like zoomed in on the photos though, the scarecrows look terrifying. Like it looked like they were straight out of a horror film.
Oh, dude,
Did you see them or no?
I have. I've also been seeing that they're bringing their mascot out to do like community outreach.
Mhm.
I'm like, you might want to leave him at the barn because
Yeah. So again, I think their bus is really cool. They did a phenomenal job with the wrap. I just would have left the scarecrows off of the bus or
yeah.
made them a little bit more like kid friendly. My daughter sees that scarecrow on a highway, she's probably gonna scream. It's cool though. It is very
You
unique.
if they're in town, you will not miss them though because there's no. Someone would be like, "Did you see that giant bus with the scarecrows on there?" Like, I have no idea what you're talking about. You're not gonna miss that bus.
Yeah, it's so random. You know, honey, I was coming home from work and I saw this big bus with scarecrows on it. She's probably gonna think you're probably on the juice or on the good
Yeah.
stuff or something. Um, we got here, Bonnie. Stay at home. I don't actually know your name. Where are you located? All right, tell us what your name is and where you're located.
My name is Nick, and I live in Virginia. I don't want to
That's what's up.
specify my city, but we did live in Charlottesville.
You know, it's funny. So a few years back, Virginia Cavaliers. Um, the state slogan is Virginia is for lovers,
Mm-hmm.
and my Syracuse Orange, God bless them, they beat uh, the Cavaliers in March Madness, and they took their slogan and they took the V from Virginia and crossed it off and put the S for Syracuse, so it said Virginia is for losers with the S for Syracuse. I love that touch. I thought it was really unique.
Yeah, no, I was not a big follower of any college sports, and then when we moved to Charlottesville, I started pulling for UVA. So
Okay. I am also a Virginia native, says Bonnie. Nice. Virginia is for losers, according to Syracuse, not according to me. It says Virginia for lovers, and everyone that I've met that's from Virginia is very lovely, nice people.
yeah, it's a pretty cool state, man. Commonwealth shouldn't say state, Commonwealth.
The only thing I don't like about Virginia is if you go like a mile over the speed limit, you get a ticket, and that's baloney.
Yeah, yeah.
They're very strict when it comes to speed, and like New Yorkers, man, like we speed.
Oh, I know. Dude, I grew up in New Jersey. I learned to drive in New Jersey, and if you're in the left lane doing the speed limit, you're going too slow.
Mm-hmm. She said you should come to a Bobcats game. Oh, nice. Nick got an invite. I didn't get an invite, so I guess I guess you're going alone.
I'm thinking about it. I'm trying my real plan for like Bobcats, I want to find a weekend where them and the Rail Yard Dogs are both home. Try to
Like a
knock
Friday,
them,
Saturday kind of
yeah, like knock them out
trip.
in the same weekend. Because I
Okay,
think
or Saturday.
they're only like an hour and a half ish away from each other.
Mm-hmm. Now I don't remember exactly, but our friend Anna over at 10 Minute Misconduct, shout out Anna if you're watching, just had a birthday recently, so happy birthday. Um, she is in the Roanoke area,
Mm-hmm.
so she is going to be going to some RYD games here soon.
Well, I feel like there she said it when we were on that Zoom call like a couple weeks ago, but like the whole team from last year's like up and moved to
Fresno.
Fresno, yeah. And it's like the same thing
Yeah.
with the Ice Bears. The Ice like most of the Ice Bears roster from last season is down in Baton Rouge now.
hmm Yeah, it's crazy. Like, if you would have said 5 years ago that players are leaving the SP for the Fed, we would have called you freaking crazy. Like,
Yeah.
that did not happen. I know technically both leagues are single A, so I don't want to get no hate for this comment, but we always classified a call up from the Fed to the SP. That was a call up, even though it's a lateral move technically, but it's still a call up. So back then, players would leave the Fed for the SP. They got called up. Now players are leaving the SP for the Fed. You might be asking yourself why. Well, I can tell you why. The Fed has gotten that much better over the course of the last 5 years. The hockey is much more competitive. They are at a much more level playing field now than they have ever been before,
I've
in my
enjoyed it.
opinion.
I've enjoyed it. I've been watching all of like last season's games to kind of get me through the summer. And I don't know, people get in my comments and they're like, this is a glorified beer league, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, I will not justify this hate because I am enjoying watching these games.
Yeah, and I mean, especially with these teams that are like this, I'll say like the small market teams, such as like your Wharton Wolves or your Port Huron Prowlers. These teams really like founded the league. Like
Mm-hmm.
these are the foundation. And obviously bigger, better venues, Binghamton, Columbus, Fresno, are all coming in. But back then, same concept. Like I loved watching these guys play at this level, trying to earn their way to the next
Right.
level. You know what I mean? Whether it be SP or East Coast, but um, this is an exciting league. This is an exciting time. Now we got 17 teams. Nuts.
All right, let me ask you because I know the league wants to expand to like 30 and potentially past 30.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are there any old like teams from any level that you would want to see come back and be a part of the Fed?
You're talking about teams that were previously a Fed team,
No, just
or
like
just any barn in general?
any city, any team, because like we got the Stockton Thunder,
Yeah, yeah.
the like they're all coming back. They're so like, is there any team from like minor league history you would want to see come back and be a part of the Fed?
Not like nothing really comes to mind that I would like. Um, here's what I know. I know that Texas is on the horizon. Texas more than likely will be the next team in the Fed. I know that. But what I would like in I've talked to the owners, I've talked to the leagues. This is not happening, but what I would like to happen um, is to see Lexington join the FPHL.
So that was another thing that I was thinking because they just announced that they're like partner or they're affiliates with Indiana now,
Correct.
and I don't know if you follow soccer at all or not, but there are a lot of teams from like the semi-pro level of soccer that are jumping into the lowest level of professional. So I
hmm
was sitting there and I'm like, is there going to be like a chance that these semi-pro teams are going to be like hitting attendance markers and stuff and they're going to try to make that jump into the FPHL?
hmm So that was originally I want to say my idea, but that's what I had thought when I was doing my research last year on Lexington. They were selling out every game. Now, mind you, they didn't have a huge venue by no means, but like you kind of take notice when teams sell out consistently. So then I got to thinking, and I had a conversation with the owner, and I had a conversation with a few other people. I don't want to name drop right here, but basically, if they had a bigger barn, they would have no problem joining the Fed. However, there's no facility for them to use in Lexington, and they are not willing to relocate because they believe in Lexington and they are invested in Lexington.
Okay.
So if let's just say there was a donor and or whatever have you. If there's a bigger arena built, you could see Lexington joining the Fed.
I think that's the one thing holding hockey back is you have to have that ice surface. Like soccer, you could literally just, hey, there's a football stadium over in that city that we could use in close proximity. But it's like Lexington's that major city. If they don't have it, like 2 towns over isn't going to have an arena for them to use.
And again, those following along, drop in a comment, ask a question. We're having a good time here. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. Nick, you should go to a Bobcats game. Sean, you have an open invite. I'm just kidding, Bonnie. I appreciate you. Bobcats and Dogs are about 1.5 hours away apart. And then Andrew, I miss Columbus being the Cotton Mouse. I still have an old jersey. Andrew, I think that Columbus fans in general miss the Cotton Mouse. Hence why a lot of them do like I think they do like a throwback night every year, if I remember right. I don't know if it's like a throwback night or an alumni night or something, but they have something to do with the Cotton Mouse every year. Bonnie, yes, you did, right there. She said I hooked you up. I got the puck right there, and the rally towel's right here. Man, if I was smaller, I could use that as a beach towel.
I will say the River Dragons have one of the coolest color schemes.
Agreed.
I love that turquoise.
See, when they first came out, I was kind of like, I don't really know if maroon and turquoise go together. But after a couple renditions of some jerseys they've made, it's very crystal clear that they do go together.
Yeah. Oh, that one, their old like blackout jersey that was like two-tone black with the turquoise
with the
outline.
TLC. Oh yeah. Back when it was like the seed, the dragon tail. They need to bring that logo back. That was too awesome.
I feel like now, all right, I don't know if you watch House of the Dragon, but my wife has got me hooked on it. And I feel like their logos now and their branding very much like House of the Dragon-esque.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bonnie, we opened this package at the beginning of the show, but yeah, I got it right here. I appreciate you. Go Bobcats. I don't like the red with the teal. You don't like the red and the teal? Oh man, I love it. But it's okay. It's not for everybody. I get it.
Yeah.
Just like the Bobcats. I mean, I know she's a Bobcats fan, so I'm going to bring this up. But like in general, I love the logo. But when they first came out with it, a lot of people didn't really care for them using like what is like a birch tree as a hockey stick. I don't really know what kind of. I don't know my tree classifications. Don't judge me, people. But I think it's a birch tree. I could be wrong, but a lot of people didn't like them using that stick specifically. But I don't have a problem with it. I think it's a clean look, and I think their jerseys this year. I usually go for like a really clean look, and Blue Ridge's white jersey this year, that thing is fresh.
I like those scratch marks on the bottom.
Yeah.
They're kind of given like 90s Utah Grizzlies vibes.
Yep. I agree with that. Yeah, you can see me at Blue Ridge here. I'll be what are they called? The Hitachi Arena. I'll be the Hitachi Arena. I'll join the fans, man. I'm freaking pumped for hockey season. Let's go. But for now, I mean, eventually I'll make my way down there. I got to see Brett Wiseman. Speaking of Brett, he's gonna be on the show here soon. September 14th, we're gonna have Brett Wiseman, Blue Ridge announcer, Blue Ridge play-by-play, Blue Ridge legend. But yeah, let me see here. Oh, so this is episode number 49, hanging out with my friend Nick, Stay at Home Sportsnet.
Hey, yo.
Next week, we got episode number 50. So big milestone for Benchminer. And still, nobody has guessed who the special guest will be.
Really?
Any guesses, Nick? Any idea who could be?
I would have guessed.
I think it's crazy because for my 50th episode, I got a big name. I got a pretty big name.
I would have guessed AJ, but you just had him on 2 weeks ago.
I did. That was a fun episode too.
That was a good one.
Yeah, he's a fun guy to talk to. Man, he has a personality, man. Like he's just so like intriguing.
he's one of those guys that if you like, I feel like if people didn't know his full backstory, they'd be like, he's making this up. Like, I
True.
so I did a promo video for SK Cards, and I actually pulled one of AJ's autographs.
Was it the one he's looking for?
No,
Okay. Okay.
but I pulled one of his autographs in my pack from SK Cards, and when I was talking to Simon about like promoting the post and everything, he's like, "Let me reach out to AJ. I'll see if he can like if he wants you to tag him in the posts, and we'll get it pushed out to even more people." So I got to talk to him a little bit. I was like,
Hmm.
"Dude, I took a sports marketing class when I was in high school." And I did my entire report on the Trashers, and this was before the Netflix documentary came out. I was like, so this is crazy that I'm sitting here talking to you about cross promoting a post
Hmm.
because I watched that documentary so many times when it came out just because of all this previous research that I had to do on the team for a school project. So that was kind of one of those
Yeah.
surreal moments for me.
Yeah. Same here. Like even well, I can't say I did a project on it by no means, but like just following that whole story, like back in the day before like Netflix, before everything, like that was just a crazy story in general. And then Netflix gets a hold of it, and it's like, dude, they're gonna be filming in Danbury. Like, I'll be there this weekend. Like at the time, Watertown Wolves, we played the Danbury Titans all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So like we were in Danbury constantly. So it's just crazy that this man from this city made headlines the way he did. Like I just
Yeah.
think the whole story is insane. Special guest Amesbury. Good guess, but nope.
Oh, that is a good guess.
Uh, actually Amesbury. So last year we did a crossover special with 10-minute misconduct, and what we did was, if I remember right, I think it was like a 2-hour special. We did a 2-hour live, and we did 30 minutes with four different players, four different enforcers. So
Okay.
it was pretty interesting. So Amesbury was one of those guests. Schmitty was also one of those guests, but it's not Schmitty this time either.
Is it a player?
Might be a player.
Hmm.
I know. No one's guessing. I'm surprised. I think it's one of the biggest names. I really do, but maybe I'm just crazy.
Okay, see, I feel like this is where my 3 years of casual viewership of the Fed is going to go against me because I'm not totally versed on like everybody.
I mean, maybe, but the guy's got a few cups. I mean, I'll give you that. He's got a few rings.
Recently, like in the last 3 years.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Maybe you eliminated from your list already. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it's not like I don't know him.
What
Or
about that story? That's crazy.
yeah, I was just about to say I couldn't get Lakeup on because he's busy, man. He's making a name for himself with Montreal.
So, okay, I don't know, maybe you know this. He was on Danbury last year, right? And then he ended up in PD.
Yeah, yeah.
Was that like a trade or was he like let go from Danbury and then ended up in PD?
Dude, I would have to fact check that. I don't remember. I do not remember.
Because I saw that and I was like, oh, I was like, I wonder if they're like kicking themselves on that one for like letting him go and then he ends up in the AHL.
And again, I mean, we could talk about that all day, but ultimately that's the goal, right? I mean,
Yeah.
fans may not want to accept this, and I'll just say it like it is. The point of the FPHL and the SPHL is to develop players and move them up the ladder, get them to the next level. And I know we all get our favorite teams, we all get our favorite players. They become like friends and family because they're at community events and they come out and sign autographs. So they become very close. And I get that. But the point for them is to move up in their hockey career and go to the next level. So this is what we want to see. We want to see them join our city for a short period of time, then move on. What else we got here? Any more comments, questions, concerns? Apollon? Do I know who that is? Apollon? I don't think I know who that is. I gotta do my research. I don't know every single player in the Fed and SB guys. I'm sorry. Um, yeah, I ain't that good.
I mean, some of these teams are burning through players too, though. Like I was trying to do, was it the Dashers when they had their 3-win season? I did a video on them. They had like 20 goalies that season.
That's just like such like a sad story because again, I'm an early Fed fan. So Danville was one of the original Fed teams that
Mhm.
really got this league started. Um, so I traveled to Danville frequently. Was it 12, 14-hour bus rides to Danville to New York? So a lot of great memories in Danville. Absolutely loved it there. Small town, but like they were extremely passionate about their Danville Dashers. And then as soon as everything went down with the board basically shutting down Barry and getting rid of the Dashers and favoring the SP instead, that's where it all kind of fell apart. Um, they did not have what it took to kind of stay in the SP. Like they were
Yeah.
meant to be a Fed team. They were meant to be a
Mhm.
Fed team. Um, and unfortunately, it didn't work out, and it left a lot of Danville fans with a bad taste in their mouth for hockey in general.
Understandably.
Yeah, right, right. But then when
Especially
they
with that team being the Bobcats that comes in and just the
yeah,
whole debacle that was.
right. But then with the second rendition of the Dashers, I think that excited Danville hockey fans again because even at the Bobcats games, like I don't know if you've ever like saw them or I streamed them, but they would zoom out and you wouldn't see like Bobcat jerseys. You would
Oh,
just see a sea of orange. They were
yeah.
still wearing their Danville apparel to these Bobcat games. So when they came back for the second rendition of Danville Dashers, it was just kind of disheartening to watch
With
them
their
struggle the way that they did.
demon deer logo.
Yeah. So yeah, that kind of sucks for Danville fans. I really love Danville, and all the fans that were there were awesome, diehard
This
fans. And
this is gonna be really dumb. Okay, so I'm really into like brands and logos of sports teams and everything like that. Like definitely nerd out about it.
mhm.
If there's ever a team that they have an animal on their logo and that animal has antlers, it's never a good sign.
Well, what was it
That's just
Heartlanders?
yeah, like literally just from looking at different logos and like all this stuff, antlers never a good sign.
Well,
Like
that stinks because on my 50 days, 50 states, there's a couple of cities that have to do with Christmas around the USA, and I was gonna do something one of those, but I figured it'd probably be reindeer related. But
well, it's like you had the Minnesota Moose, they moved to Manitoba and then they ended up moving away. The Dashers got the boot for the Bobcats and then they came back and then they were gone. It's like,
you
sorry,
better not be
Minnesota.
jinxing Minnesota Northern Lights.
That's what I was about to say. Like, Minnesota fans show up this season. Like, prove me wrong.
That's right. Show up, show out. Whether you're a fan of the Fed or the SP, go support your team. Man, like I know I probably sound like a broken record because I say this quite frequently, but you know, if you have a Fed or SP team in your city, it's not guaranteed that they're there forever. They're only there as long as the fans allow them to be, basically. So
Yeah.
if you stop buying merch, if you stop buying booze, if you stop buying your tickets, your season tickets, owner's not going to dish out money just for fun.
Yeah.
Their goal is to make a profit, and if they're not making money, then they're going to go to the next city and try somewhere else. So if you want your team to stay, make sure you're supporting your team.
I think I said this to you like in our chat one time, but it always gets me when people are like, "Oh, I'm sick of all the NHL teams having the same merch and they just cut it for the same or like they cut the same design for every team." And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, guys, there's all these minor league teams that are in charge of their own merch. Like they very rarely have designs that are even similar to each other. It's like if you want something unique, go find your local like minor league hockey team
Mm-hmm.
and just buy their merch.
100%. Because I will say, I mean, I know I do my logo rankings, and again, if I rank your team last, it's not because I don't like them or not because I hate them. It's just I don't care for the logo. That's it. Um, but I still think that each one has like pros and cons, right? Like, I mean, no matter what, you're building a brand at the end of the day. And as long as you can build your brand to where your fans are supporting you, it's all that matters. My opinion doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure, I don't know. So we all ribbed Monroe when their merch dropped. That actually looked pretty sick.
Yeah, and again, like we were just having a good time. I've already talked to Jay. You know, they could take a joke. That's fine. But no, I mean, I personally think that their color scheme now is better than it was, and I took a lot of flack for that, and I'll probably still take a lot of flack for saying it again now. But I think that the purple and green snake looks better than the maroon and brown or whatever it was.
Yeah.
It definitely stands out more. I know it's the same color scheme as someone else, but I guarantee they sell more merch, and I still believe that. And then when they drop their merch, I'm like, I know I'm going to be right because this shirt is fire. This sweatshirt is fire.
I want that green shirt.
A lot of people do. A lot of people do. Um, I wish that. Well, I don't know. Maybe I can text Jay and he can give me an update. But it'd be cool to get like the numbers on that just to see if I was right or if I was wrong. But
Yeah.
it'd be cool to see like are is merch sales up? Is it down? Are we kind of staying the same?
Their white jersey is pretty sick too. The one that has all the fleur de lis on the bottom of it.
Yep. No, I like it. When I'm thinking like Fed, there's not really a jersey that I like dislike. Like I like Stockton's colors. I think black and yellow go hard. But Fresno's scheme looks good. Like I think that looks very clean.
I
All their
think
merch looks very good.
Fresno really like leaned into that history of the
Mm-hmm.
Fresno Falcons.
Absolutely.
Even Baton Rouge bringing back the Kingfish, I
Mm-hmm.
think they like brought it back, but it's their own, and
Yeah.
it's nice. If they were not the first team I had eliminated, they'd probably still be alive.
Yeah. I know. I feel like you kind of did them dirty a little bit,
Okay, so
but
when
I understand
I
where you're coming from.
when I did that first video, everybody was talking about their experience with the Zydeco.
Mm-hmm.
And the Kingfish hadn't even had their logo out yet, like nothing. It was just a Baton Rouge team. So just out of like the pure amount of bad comments against the Zydeco, I was like, I can't not eliminate Baton Rouge.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I'll make this series even longer and I'll bring somebody back.
Yeah, I mean, like you could even get like the fans involved and be like, oh, if you want your team to have a, to revive them, I'm Fortnite guy, so I had to use that.
Yeah.
But no, I'm just to refresh my memory, I'm just going through all the logos here, and I mean, honestly, like, I don't really think logo wise and like branding wise that there's like a bad team.
Yeah,
Really, I
no.
mean, I don't like Oceanside Shock. I think that logo is sick. I'm not like in love with the name Shock.
You get stung by jellyfish.
Right, right. So I mean, I don't love that, but that's about the only one. Every other one just kind of stands out and has their own flair to it, and I enjoy it.
All right.
There's a lot of blue in the league this year. Like I remember back in the day, like every team was red, and now they're all blue.
Okay, so you could probably help me with this.
Yep.
Watertown with that red, white, and blue wolf.
Yes.
Was that a rebrand and then they like switched back to like the original wolf?
Okay, so here's the story on how I know it. So the original Watertown Wolves, I think most of us diehards like know and love that one. It resembled Yukon, we know that. Um, then it got switched to the red, white, and blue one because at the time Justin Coachman was their head coach, and he was from Rochester, and he loved the Rochester Americans, and he thought maybe if I switched to red, white, and blue, it kind of pays tribute to the Rochester Americans because he's a fan of them, and it pays tribute to Fort Drum because USA military. It kind of makes sense. So that's kind of why the logo got changed. And then when he was released, and new ownership came in. They wanted to pay tribute to the original Watertown Wolves, so they took the old logo back, but made it a little bit more like modern and aggressive. So
Okay.
that's kind of the story of the Watertown Wolves logo.
Okay.
Um, I'm kind of I want to say like I'm kind of biased. I'm kind of biased because like I was part of that original Watertown Wolves, so I love that original logo. But I will say this new take on it, I think they did a great job. I think that they really paid tribute to the original Wolves. I don't love how the tongue is blue, but but I mean I love how they went back to their royal blue. These are their original colors. I love that. So um, big shout out to Dan. He's doing a great job there running the show. And again, guys, if you got any questions, comments, concerns, throw them in here. We're just having a good time. We'll wrap it up here shortly. So if you have any final questions, throw them in here. We're just having a good time. This is the first time that Benchminer and Stay at Home Sportsnet has really went live and collabed, and it won't be the last because we got some more plans in the works here, I think.
Heck yeah.
I don't want to go ahead and give away everything, but I think maybe you, maybe me, maybe 10-minute misconduct. We're doing something, maybe.
I think so.
Okay, cool. And then we still got to get like our. I don't want to say nothing crazy here because we don't have anything planned for what I'm about to say, but you have another really cool idea that we have to pursue.
Yeah.
With the FPHL. So who knows? Maybe we can team up again and team up with the FPHL and maybe Gary Ryan at Fetty's Flash and maybe 10-minute misconduct and maybe the boys down in Port Huron. I can't even say it. I'm getting tired. Port Huron. I should say up in Port Huron. Depends on where you're at, right? Because they're over in Port Huron for me, but they're up in Port Huron for you.
They are definitely up from me.
Right. So maybe the Port Huron fellas want to join in on this. I don't know. But we got kind of a cool idea that we're going to pursue here with the league soon. So we'll talk about that another day. That once we get our ducks in a row and we cross our T's and dot our I's and all that jazz, right?
Yep.
Dashers, what a terribly sad story. Hey, speaking of the Devils, Thumb-Fed Talk. What's up, my guys? We're just chatting about you. Oh, I'm from New York, so I say over in Port Huron. You know what? I miss Port Huron. We used to go there a lot too, travel there. Those fans are. You know what? You want to hear a quick, funny Port Huron story?
Yeah.
So, one time, what year was it? I don't even remember what year it was. 2017 maybe? Whatever year, Watertown Wolves and Port Huron Prowlers were in the finals together. I think it was 2017, 2018, if I remember right. Anyway, so we go to Port Huron for game one, and we lose 5-0. It was ugly. It was a bad night. And the way that they have it set up is like they have like a mezzanine above the players' benches. So like fans can lean over and just like chirp the other team if they want to. or whatever. So like they have like a mascot, like a cat, and this cat would keep coming over and they kept throwing like dog food at our bench because we were wolves, like dogs and cats. So he just like kept throwing freaking dog food at our bench and it kept hitting me in the head and pissing me off. So we're already losing 5-0. Like it was like late in the third period. He kept coming over just throwing dog food at us, and I was already pissed. So then the final time, he comes back and he's got his Port Huron flag, and he kind of like dips it, like he's waving it, but he like dips it down to like hit the coaches in the head. You know what I mean? Just kind of touch them and just pester them. Well, I'm a tall guy and I'm on the bench, and like I turned like this just so I could see like when the flag got right here. So he put it like right there. He was waving it. I grabbed a hold of it and I yanked it, and he dropped it because he wasn't expecting it. So I wrapped it up and I brought it back to fucking Watertown with me. So I don't know. I guess like their coaches were asking like, oh, like where's the Port Huron flag? Like rumor has it like one of you guys stole it, this and that. I was like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Like, I know the guy was throwing dog food at us. So I don't know enough about a flag. And so anyway, we lost 5-0. It's then we go back to Watertown. We win game 2, and then we won again game 3. and so that was it at the time. It was best of 3. So after we had beat them and won the finals, I returned their flag back to them. I was like, "Hey y'all, like sorry y'all lost, like good game. Here's your flag. Have a nice trip back to Port Huron." And now like in an asshole way, just like I was just gonna keep it until we beat them because I knew we were going to. It was just sometimes you just like you get a gut feeling like our team is just so much better than yours right now. I had that feeling, and I think our guys just didn't show up for game 1 on the road. I don't know what it was, but no, game 2 and game 3, Watertown was definitely the better team against Port Huron that year. But ever since that story, and ever since going to Port Huron, I have so much respect for that city. Those fans are awesome.
I will say the one team that is really trying to court me to get me to choose them, not the biggest fans of Port Huron.
Well, again, I mean, I used to have I used to really dislike Port Huron because, we lose to them a lot. I felt like maybe that's why I didn't like them. But then after you go there so many times and you get used to the fans, get used to the environment, like those are just good hockey fans out in Port Huron. So big shout out to Port Huron. They don't get enough love. They're again like Watertown Wolves, Port Huron Prowlers. These are original Fed teams where this league, was built on these small market teams. So you got to give some love to Watertown and Port Huron whenever you can.
I don't know if it's a jersey that they still wear, but that one with the lighthouse looks pretty sick.
See, I think that they have some pretty unique jerseys, and I know a lot of people don't love it, but I kind of dig the yellow one.
Yeah.
My wife said it looked like ketchup and mustard or looked like McDonald's or something, but like I kind of liked it.
They have some pretty sick jerseys. I do like those.
Right. And Alex Johnson, Chris Paulin, what a great group of guys. When Chris Paulin was here in Watertown, man, he's just one of the nicest guys I've ever talked to, honestly. Like, he's just a good guy. Like, his first rookie season in Watertown, like, he comes in, did a stellar job. At the end of the season, like, I remember this, I don't know why, but it really stands out what kind of character he is. But at the time, I was doing, like, basically just, like, managing equipment, stuff like that, stuff that needed to be done, just, like, behind-the-scenes stuff. And he, like, wrote me this like long like thank you card, and basically it was just like poured his heart, and it wasn't just like a signed by Chris Paulin. It was like he wrote me a freaking letter inside a card telling me like what a great job I did and how he couldn't do his job without me doing mine, and it's a very heartfelt thing. I thought it was so cool.
Yeah, it's always great when they do things like that.
100%. What we got here? Oh my god! I'm sorry, guys. I get on tangents and I don't read the comments. And all right, so Thumb Fed talk. The guys in Port Huron, they said maybe. We'll see. Bonnie says, "Hey Nick, I heard you say you've never been to any Carolina hockey games. AHL Charlotte Checkers is phenomenal. I can attest. I lived in Charlotte. I went to Charlotte Checkers all the time. Loved it. Electric atmosphere. Go see the Charlotte Checkers. Chubby is the man."
So, okay, I've never been to Carolina to see a hockey game. I've seen the Hurricanes play a bunch because I would go to the Wells Fargo Center and watch them. Actually, the last hockey game before like COVID shut everything down, I was at Wells Fargo Center and I watched the Carolina Hurricanes play the Flyers. Okay. But OG, like, well, I don't want to say OG because I don't know their full history, but ECHL Charlotte Checkers, I believe I've seen them play at least once when the Trenton Titans were in the league.
Yeah, okay.
So I've seen Carolina play away. I've never been to Carolina to see a game.
Well, I can say from experience, because I have been to these barns, but Carolina Hurricanes in Raleigh, awesome. When they get that freaking storm surge going and they get the siren going, it is freaking electric. Like, it is nothing like what you see on TV. It is wild. And then same thing with the Charlotte Checkers. At the time, they were the affiliate of the Hurricanes, but I know that's changed since then. But still, it was an electric environment. I loved every minute of it. Bojangles Coliseum. Don't get much better than that for the AHL. And finally, Winston-Salem, Twin City Thunderbirds, one of the best barns in the Fed. I'm not saying that from like a looks wise. I'm saying that from like an experience wise. You go in there, those fans love themselves some Thunderbird hockey. It is electric. It is, what did they say, dilly dilly? Uh, all this stuff. Like, again, I got so much Carolina Thunderbird stuff here because I'm invested, man. That city treated me good. That state treated me great. My daughter was born there. That was her
I
first hockey game. It was awesome.
I think it's cool that it seems like a lot, like if not all, most of the teams in like North Carolina all have some kind of red. So it's like,
I don't know. I like it. Like, I wish more cities did what like Pittsburgh does.
yeah,
Like, correlate all major teams to be the same color scheme. I think
Seattle.
Pittsburgh might be the only one. Okay, maybe Seattle. I forgot about Seattle. Pittsburgh and Seattle. Any other cities that really like stick out that all have the same color scheme? That might be
Uh,
it. I don't know. I gotta do my research, but
yeah, I know just those two off the top of my head.
I was thinking Colorado, but then I forgot the Rockies are purple and the
Purple.
Broncos are orange. Oh my God, orange and purple again. Here we go. Not again, Denver. But no, that's wild. What else we got here? PD puts on a stellar show. Nick, you need to go to those two barns. So PD and Charlotte Checkers are two that
Okay.
you need to go see. Thumb Fed Tug, that's our alternate jersey. Is that the
The
Lighthouse one that Nick was talking about, or are we talking about the yellow one that I was talking about? Probably the Lighthouse one. I love Chubby and the Checkers. Oh yeah, he's a stellar guy. Yeah, you need to go to PD. It's an experience you won't forget. I've seen pictures from PD, and it looks like the fans are having a party.
Okay. So I said that Birmingham's one of like my favorite that I've been to.
Hmm.
I don't think I've ever been to a game where the crowd has been as rowdy as Knoxville. And it was like, it was not like a calm rowdy. It was like, ooh, fight might break out in the stands kind of rowdy. They
So
were, they were
early
like,
early Fed teams. Like, I remember, so a lot of people don't know this city because they didn't last very long, but Berlin, New Hampshire, they had a team in the Fed a few years back. Um, what a rowdy group of fans, like in a bad way. Like, I hated going to Berlin, New Hampshire. It was in the middle of nowhere. You had to travel over mountains in the snow to get there. Horrible experience. And like, you get to this rink, and it's like smaller than your local rec rink. Like, in their weight room had like a bench and like 6 dumbbells. Like, it was nothing. And well, anyway, so one night we get there and we play the game, and at the time they weren't very good. I think we won like 5-1 or 5-0, something like that. And at the end of the game, like, there's probably like a total of 75 people in the stands, if I had to guess. Um, and they got like beer bottles, and they're just chucking their beer bottles
oh,
at like the bench and on the ice and you name it. So they rush us all into the locker room, like the visitors. They rush us all into the locker room, and security had to, like, hunker down and say, "Stay here. Don't go outside. We'll handle everything." So they had to get everyone out of there and send them home. And then we go out to the bus, get ready to go back to Watertown, and our freaking bus tires are slashed. So yeah, I mean, that just summed up Berlin River Drivers. But I will say though, there were some fantastic players to come out of Berlin. If you do your research, there's a lot of good players. Andre Nietzsche.
dude, this has been like my summer to learn about the Fed. I have been taking in any kind of content that has history, anything like that to like get me caught up on this league.
Okay, well, I'll give you a quick lesson about Andre Nietzsche. So he played in the Fed for a while. He went on to coach the Carolina Thunderbirds, and now he is a scout for the Florida Panthers. So now he has a Stanley Cup win. So he's
Right
a cool
on.
guy to do a story on.
You'll love this. Like, wow, just stumbled over my tongue on that one. Uh, you love to see stories like that. Like Scott Darling from the SP. Like he started there and then worked his way up and won a Stanley Cup with the Blackhawks.
Blackhawks. Yep. He was actually so again, back to Watertown. Our head coach at the time was Trevor Krasowicz. Trevor Krasowicz was teammates with Scott Darling in the Coast.
Okay.
So I think then no, SP, because I think it was Louisiana Ice Gators. I think it was the team that they were on. Yeah, it would have been the Ice Gators. So they were teammates and they were roommates. So he was telling me like, oh, I know Scott for years now. He was my teammate, my roommate. Went on to win Stanley Cup. Well, then one weekend we were in where were we? Winston-Salem, and ironically, he was also in the state because they were about to play a game the next night, I think in Raleigh. So he texted him. Scott Darling came over to watch the Thunderbirds play the Wolves that night. So I got to meet him that day. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So you just never know who you're going to meet in hockey, especially at this level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me say that 3 times fast. Thumb Fed Talk, the Lighthouse one is their alternate one.
Okay.
He has one of the jerseys. Joey, what'd you miss? Dude, we've been talking for an hour and a half. Like, you missed a little bit of everything. You missed the whole damn show, actually. But, yeah. So if anyone has any final questions, comments, or concerns, I got to let Nick go here shortly because, dad life and,
yeah.
all that other stuff going on.
I'm hoping the girls are asleep when I get off of this.
Yeah, see, I would say the same, but I know when I go upstairs, it's going to be time for baby number 2 to get her nutrients. So I'll have to feed her here shortly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Lately, she's been sleeping pretty good, which knock on wood. You can't say that very often about kids, but especially a 1-month-old. But she's been getting better and better. Like the first 2 weeks was really rough, and the last 2 weeks has been progressing, and she's been sleeping for 4 hours and 6 hours, and it's been pretty crazy.
We just had a night, was it 2 or 3 nights ago? Both girls slept through the night, and we were like, did that really just happen?
That's like Christmas morning, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. You're like, wow, I forget what a full night of sleep feels like.
100%. Well, I can't say the same. My wife has been a freaking rock star lately because so I have training at work that it's mandatory. I have to do this week to get state certified. So she's been an absolute rock star. She's been letting me get some sleep at night so I can get through class during the day. So she's been awesome. So I appreciate her. She lets me do this too. So that's pretty cool. She doesn't get enough shout outs. So shout out my wife.
Shout out
Love
to
you.
The wives.
If you're watching, you're probably not, but you're upstairs and I'll see you in a few. But again, I do appreciate you coming on, dude. It's been a fun hour and a half. I can't believe it's been an hour and a half. I feel bad for keeping you so long.
Oh, no worries. Thank you for having me. This has been a lot of fun.
Do you want to see my notes on everything that I wanted to talk to you about tonight?
Sure.
That was my list. Like I was telling you before we went live, usually I have like a whole list of topics and questions I want to ask. And tonight I just winged it because it's been a crazy busy everything lately between, like I said, going through class during the day to get state certified to, daughter up every couple hours to,
No,
toddler give me a hard time. My toddler acts like her mother sometimes, so that's also kind of wild. I'm gonna get punched in the face for that one, but it's funny because like they'll do and say the same things, and then the daughter gets yelled at for being a mini version of my wife. But my wife says she's like me, so
me and my oldest, we butt heads, and my wife goes, "You two are exactly the same. That's why you guys don't get along."
Yeah. Lately, me and my Okie, we've been arguing like cats and dogs, and I think it's because she's just kind of acting up because maybe baby sister and she just wants some attention, but like I'm giving her attention. She just wants to fight me, and I'm not gonna let a 3-year-old boss me around. Like,
oh, dude, I feel you. I spent 45 minutes today trying to feed my 3-year-old lunch. I'm like, what do you want? You want chicken nuggets? No. You want noodles? No. Okay. I'm hungry. What do you want? I feel you.
And then when you find it, you put it on the wrong colored plate.
Yep. Yep.
Like these are things, people. These are things. I never thought that it would be so difficult to feed a child, but here we are arguing about what to eat, when to eat, how to eat it, what to eat it on. Like these are conversations we always have, and I never thought I would have to have these conversations. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's wild. But all right, I'll get back on topic here. I know I kept you way too long. I appreciate you coming on, dude. This was the first of many lives. We're gonna get together here soon, and we're gonna work on some more projects.
Heck yeah, man.
So I appreciate it, and I hope you all have a great night.